Let me start by saying congratulations, you have now created your free Deriv.com account. Now, what's the next step that we need to do? Should we just go ahead and deposit our hard-earned money to Deriv.com and start trading right away? Or there's some other things that we need to do before we can actually go ahead and deposit money on Deriv.com? Now, if you haven't watched the video where I showed you guys how to create a free Deriv.com account, just go to my channel. You can also find the link in the video description. Make sure you watch that video and then you come to this video, because this here is a series of video where I help beginners, newbies, etc. Now, after creating your Deriv.com account, it's very crucial to do some things before you can go straight to live account. As a beginner, you really want to learn about what's going on here so that you only maximize on your profits. Now, the next step you need to do, without even clicking on any of these here, you need to create your demo account. Demo accounts are super powerful and are super important. Many of you or many of traders out here using Deriv.com ignore this, and in the end of the day end up losing all their capital, all their money, or all their investment. Now, here is how to create your free demo account. You can see this account here where it says US dollar 0.00 USD. This here is a real Deriv.com account, and in fact, if we are able to deposit money here, we can just go ahead and start trading. But we need to create a demo account first. What you need to do, you need to click on where it says real. You see this trader hub here, traders hub. Just click on where it says real, and then there's a pop-up that will appear, real and demo. Just go ahead and click on demo account. Now, in this demo account, this is where you're gonna be practicing. This is where you're gonna be testing your strategies before you move to live account. When you get a bot or a strategy or anything that you used for trading, this is where you should put in that thing first. If it's a bot, we should test it on the Deriv bot section. If it's a binary trading strategy, you should test it on the D trader or the Deriv trader. You can also test it on the smart trader. Now, in this video, we're going to be understanding what Deriv trader is. Deriv trader is this first thing here, and then in the next video we can move to Deriv bot, smart trader, and Deriv go. If you're liking this series, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified every single time I drop a valuable content. Now, I'll just go ahead and open Deriv trader. We'll wait for it to load. And this is how Deriv trader looks like, and you guys can see that we have some virtual money here. This is 10,000 USD virtual money that we can use to practice on Deriv.com and later on go to live after practicing. Now, you have to understand this interface and how this interface works. Now, we have this upper part here. There's this logo here. If you click on this logo, it will take you to Deriv homepage. We have the Traders Hub section here. If you click this Traders Hub section, it will take you back to Traders Hub, and then we have the Deriv trader. Let me just go ahead and click on this. Now, when you click on Deriv trader, you can either navigate through Deriv trader, Deriv bot, smart trader, and we're going to be looking at these two in the next video. So yeah, you can take a look at the reports or the history of trades that you have done, and we have the cashier section. The cashier section is actually a section where you can deposit and withdraw money from Deriv.com. We are not interested in that for now. We also have notification, your account details, and of course you have your demo account balance right over there. Now, in this side we have this thing called volatility indices section here. You can choose any index you want to trade. In this example, we have a default index of volatility 101S, and you can change it to any index you want. You can just go ahead and click it, and then you can choose from these indices right here any index that you want to trade. But I would suggest that you guys just trade on volatility 10 1S because it's one of the best indices. Here you have chart types. You can change it to candlestick, halo, or OHLC candles, but you'll need to change your time frame if you want to change it to candles, holo, or OHCL. You also have a place for indicators. If you want to use indicators, you can just click on it, see how it looks like. We have momentum indicators such as the MACD, stochastic, blah blah blah, but don't worry about this. You don't need this right now. And you also have the drawing tools. You can add a drawing on the chart right here, and then you can download a screenshot of your chart. You can zoom in or zoom out, and at the middle we have this chart moving right here. Don't worry about what's going on here, you will get to understand that in a second. And then here is where everything happens. Now we have this place here where it's written accumulator. This is a place where you actually choose your trade types. Now accumulator is just one of the trade types that are offered by Deriv.com, and if I go ahead and click on accumulator, you can see that we have multiple trade types. We have the multipliers, options, and accumulator. You have your your stake here. Stake is the amount of money that you are willing to risk. For example, here our account is 10,000 US dollars, but we are only willing to risk $10. Now this is the take profit. You can choose to set it or not to set it, especially excuse me, when you're trading on accumulator. You have the buy button here, and this is where you execute your trade. You also have this down section here. We have the light theme. You can turn it on or off if you want. Okay, now let us move to the trade types and let us understand these trade types. The first trade type that we are greeted with is the accumulators. So let us just click on the accumulator, and you can see it's new. After clicking on the accumulator, click on where it says learn more about trade types, and then we have accumulator. You need to go and watch this video, but I'll just explain shortly on how accumulator work, because you need to understand first before you can go ahead and place even a single trade. Now accumulator is a trade type actually where you are given two barriers. You have the upper barrier and the lower barrier. Price trades inside the upper barrier and the lower barrier. You'll just see a video in a minute. Price trades between the upper barrier and the lower barrier, and if you enter a trade, price is not supposed to touch either the upper barrier or the lower barrier. If it does, then you lose your trade. If it doesn't, you keep your profits. So let me just play this video. You can see here we have this upper barrier here, and then I don't know if you guys can see this lower barrier, and then you have someone has entered a trade, and you can also choose your growth rate. So you can choose 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, or even 5%. So if you stake with $10 and you choose 1%, for every single tick that the market moves, your money is gonna grow with 1%. Now if you choose 2%, for every single tick that the market trades within the barrier, your account is gonna grow 3%, the same with 4%, and the same with 5%. Now 1% is less risky, 2% is risky but still less risky. 3% is somewhat risky. 5%, 4% is risky, and 5% is super risky. I hope you guys have understood that. So the more growth rate you choose, the higher the risk to reward ratio. So I hope you guys have understood what accumulator is. You can just come here and read what it is. Let me just give you guys an example of a trade. We are using demo account, so I'll choose a growth rate of 3%. Let me take profit of and just one profit of 2, and then if I go ahead and click on buy, you can see we have this upper barrier and we have this lower barrier, and we have price trading in between these barriers. So if my trade is able to sustain itself between these barriers, then I'll get to keep my profits. But if my trade goes outside this upper barrier or lower barrier, then I will lose my profits. I hope you guys have understood that. So let me just go ahead and click on buy and let's watch it. So you can see my account is growing. We have $1 in profit. I'll just wait for it to lose. Oh no, it didn't lose. Actually, we set our take profit, and you guys can see that we made around $2 profit just demonstrating on this demo account. So that's how accumulators work. Let us move to another trade type. Now for the next trade type, it's gonna be I won't cover these ones, these vanilla, turbo. I'll just go ahead to multipliers, and then I'll move to rise and fall, and then in the next video I'll check out these matches, differ, even, and odd. So let us check multipliers. So we can click here and then click learn more about this trade type, and then we have multiplier. So you enter your trade. This is your entry spot, and then you can see this here. Sorry, this video is moving too fast. Let me just do an easy demonstration. So first of all, you need to set your stake, and then you need to set your multiplier factor. I'll go the high again. The higher the multiplier factor, the higher the risk. So you need to be cautious of any multiplier factor that you're using. In this case, I'm going to be using 1600. My take profit is set to 2. You can also put your stop loss or deal cancellation. Okay, now deal cancellation is take profit or stop loss are not available during deal cancellation. You can cancel the deal anytime you want within 60 minutes. So let's click on trade. So when I look at this point here, you can see that our account is already our trade is already executed, and you can see our profits down here. We have negative we still have negative profit, but if the market goes up, we'll make profit. But if it doesn't, if it goes between the stop out line, you guys can see there's a stop out line there, then we are gonna lose money. The best thing with this multiplier is, excuse me, the best thing with multipliers is that if you're in profit, you can choose to close your account, to close your trade, sorry, or you can choose to let the account run until you are satisfied with the amount of profit that you have. So I'll just leave the trade to run because I don't want to close it on loss, even though it's a demo account. The next trade type that I'm going to be looking at in this video before we move to the next video is rise and fall strategy and higher and lower. These ones are called ups and down. So let me just click on rise and fall. Now rise and fall works a bit different compared to multipliers and accumulator, because in rise and fall we are actually using tick durations and not minutes. So tick duration is the single movement. Now you see, I want you to pay attention to this single dot here. You can see that it's kind of moving. So each single movement is called a tick. Each single movement is called a tick. You can either choose to trade with 5 ticks, 10 ticks, but I really prefer trading with one single tick. And then you can, now sorry, for the rise and fall, if for example we choose rise and the market goes up, we make money. If we choose fall and the market goes down, we lose money. Now let me just demonstrate real quick. Let me use one USD to demonstrate. So I'll just trade randomly for you guys to see. I'll click on rise. So we lost that one because the price didn't rise, actually it fell. So let's try clicking on fall. Very nice, we won the fall one because you can see the market went below our buying point here. So that's how rise and fall works, and it's actually pretty similar to higher and lower. It's only that you have this barrier here for higher and lower, and it's actually the same thing. You guys can go and test it out. You go and read on, learn more about my trade types. Now that's all for this second part of the video. For the third part of the video, we're going to be taking a look at digits, because digits is one of the best, one of the most traded trade types on Deriv.com. So let me see you guys in the next video. If you still haven't subscribed up to this point, I really don't know what to tell you, but you're gonna be missing on a lot of super content when you haven't subscribed. So just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Let's meet in the next video.